Welcome back. Forum Daily's market update with Catherine Murray is up next. All yours, Catherine.
Thanks, Nima. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your weekly market recap. I'm Catherine Murray. We are seeing markets reverse yesterday's gains. Markets finished sharply higher on Wednesday, with the S&P 500 having its best daily performance, up by 2.9% since May of 2020. The Dow, Nasdaq, and TSX also moved higher on the day. The market rally comes off the back of the U.S. Federal Reserve raising rates by 50 basis points as expected, and also announced a balance sheet runoff or quantitative tightening. Again, all of that very much expected. Perhaps what investors cheered was the Fed Chair Jerome Powell, his comments that they are not considering a 75 basis point rate hike. They did also make it clear, of course, that they want to rein in inflation, and noted that there is, in fact, evidence that perhaps PCE, which is the personal consumption expenditure, their preferred inflation mark, might be peaking or might be flattening out here. So that also probably added to investors' optimism that the Fed might not hike too fast and too far, because they are seeing some economic slowdown. You can see that even in the ISM services numbers, which came in below consensus expectations. So certainly the market very, very much focused on what the U.S. Federal Reserve was doing yesterday. And there is, of course, the concern that they would tighten too far and too fast. Let's see how the markets play out today. It is very normal to see markets reverse such sharp gains that we saw yesterday. Taking a look at the global picture right now for a moment, the Bank of England did hike their rates by 25 basis points. China's services PMI fell to their lowest level in 2 years on lockdown headwinds. More evidence of that showed that Chinese travel was down 40% over their 5-day labor holiday. And also adding to the global slowdown picture, German factory orders came in much weaker than expected. The other piece of big news this week, of course, was the proposed EU embargo on Russian oil. That sent WTI, the price of oil, up by over 5% yesterday, and also looks to be moving higher today. Away from that, of course, we're keeping our eyes on stocks. Earnings are front and center both in the United States as well as Canada. Taking a look at a few Canadian names, CNQ, or Canadian Natural Resources, posted a profit jump on a surge in crude prices. BCE reported better earnings, and Shopify actually missed their earnings results. That stock trading down by about 13% today. In the U.S., we saw some strength in the semiconductor space with AMD showing a beat and a raise on their earnings. CVS, as well as Airbnb and Starbucks, all posted very good results. Interestingly as well, Airbnb talked about a strong pent-up travel demand. Today, we had results from Costco in terms of their April same-store sales, up by 13.9%, very strong numbers there. And also interestingly here, in terms of the reopening trade and getting back to normal, Marriott said that their Canada and US RevPAR showed that they are back to the 2019 pre-pandemic level. So again, some positive news from the hotel chains. Few U.S. names to watch as well. Twitter, Elon Musk, of course, with his $44 billion purchase of Twitter, has also announced some financing from outside players such as Sequoia Capital and also Oracle's founder, Larry Ellison, to the tune of about $7 billion or so. Away from that, of course, we're also keeping our eyes on what to watch for in Canada. We do have the Canadian jobs numbers this Friday. Wide range here in terms of what to expect, anywhere from 25,000 job gains to 125,000 job gains. That should cause a few people to wonder, how can we have such a wide range? But nonetheless, that's what we're going to be watching for. And of course, we'll wait to hear what the BOC has to say about the jobs picture. We know that the job market is tight. And in fact, we heard from the BOC Deputy Governor yesterday on that point, saying that higher rates are needed to cool housing prices. Just wrapping it up here, Nima, we are seeing the Canadian dollar trade lower versus the US dollar. As I mentioned, WTI looks to continue to see some strength, up by about 1.3%, following a 5% move yesterday. And gold is also sharply higher in early morning trading. I'll leave it there, Nima. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Catherine. You could also find out more on the markets with Catherine Murray on the Buck Stops here.